There we go.
This is Zerlu, the Comedy Vixen, Q&A live with Roxy Resnick.
Hey,
How are you, Rox?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. Figured I'd bring you back up here on LAWDIWOOD so we can get some, Q&A time, find out what you got going on. More direct
Yes.
questions than last time.
All right. I'm down with it.
Yeah. So we can get started since this is the new year. I always want to know, what are your 3 biggest accomplishments in 2020?
Oof. Oh, 2020 was a fucking mess. Um, I would say my three top were I started a new job in the cannabis industry. So that was like super cool. I got to get into an industry that I really love and I advocate for. So that would be probably number one. Number two would be I did more comedy this year than I did in 2019.
Okay.
Um, so I'm super excited for that. I actually have been offered my own room. So I'm going to be hosting a show and producing once a month now in the Alfred Johns Creek area. So that's like super exciting as well. And then I'd probably say working on my mental health was a big thing in 2020. I'm sure it was for a lot of people, just because of the pandemic and isolation, which we call quarantine. Um, it's tough. So
Yeah.
I think working on my mental health was like a big thing as well.
Okay. Okay. Now, I know that was 3 of your biggest accomplishments. However,
Mhm.
who was someone you met in 2020 that you're grateful to now connect with them?
I mean, honestly, 2020 gave me so many great connects. It's so hard to pinpoint it, especially being in the comedy community. Um, I would say there's several comedians that I've kind of linked up with that I am extremely grateful for. I've become really close personal friends with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where I would be without like calling some of them up and asking some advice. Like it's hard to meet females as is. I'm sure men can kind of like relate to that. But like for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was even harder to find girlfriends and to have like a female community of support. And comedy really tapped into that and gave me that, um, I guess, gave me that community. So I'm really grateful for that.
Okay. Now, what's one of your, how to put it, memorable comments or advice that you received from a fan after a show?
I've had some really crazy things said to me after shows. I don't know about advice, just because my sets are so off the wall, and there's a lot of shock factor to them. So a lot of people just come up to me afterwards and talk about their shock factor. I did get some really solid advice, and it wasn't from necessarily a fan, but it was more along the lines of, while you're doing comedy, you don't have to get every single person in the room to laugh. That's not a win. A win is when you go into a room and you collect even just one or two fans that want to follow you or want to continue and watch you in your success. That was like a big thing for me. I didn't realize like it's about collecting a fan base. It's not about just killing a room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, moving forward. So, what is a goal that you must accomplish this year?
Oh my God, I have several. And it's hard because of, coronavirus. We don't know what's going to happen this year with new variant in play. Um, I would say I want to get back to being in a sound mental health state. I feel like that's probably the most important for me in
Mm-hmm.
2021 is to just get back to quote unquote like normal, whatever that normal would be for me. But I think that that's probably the most important for me in 2021 is my mental health.
Okay. Now, out of curiosity, do you have any new hobbies that you would like to share that you didn't think you'd be interested in until you had some downtime due to COVID?
um, it's hard because I'm a single mom. I work a lot and I'm doing comedy, so it's hard to pick up new hobbies. Um, I would actually say workshopping. Like I've hosted a couple of workshops. I truly enjoy helping others punch up their jokes or helping try and find maybe some hidden gems and mine some jokes for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's been something that I didn't think that I would be good at, or be, um, moving in a direction of like it being a new hobby.
Okay. Now, what is one of your pet peeves that's a deal breaker for you when you first meet someone that's interested in dating you?
Oh, a deal breaker. I would say if you smoke cigarettes, that's a pretty big deal breaker for me. Um, I've quit smoking. I don't smoke cigarettes, and the smell of it is a little funky to me now. So I think that would probably be a big deal breaker for me. But overall, you just have to kind of be like a genuine and nice person, I would feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's subjective, I feel like. Everyone's different.
Okay. So, being that we spoke earlier backstage before we got on here, what's a book that you recommend someone reading if they get tired of watching everything on Netflix and Hulu and Roku and Google TV?
I actually have been reading some self-help books. I've been really focused on my mental health recently.
Well, just give us a title. There's a lot of people that tune in that are focused on, mental health
Yeah,
stability.
I would say it's nonviolent communication. I just purchased that book. I'm about halfway through it. I think it's something that everyone should kind of read. I didn't realize that, just shutting down or listening to rebuttal that versus like listening to actually hear is violent communication. Even though you're not putting hands on somebody and you're not verbally assaulting them or calling them names, that doesn't mean that it's not violent. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that book has really helped me identify some of my own behaviors.
Okay. Now, um, have you participated in any TikTok dances, and which one is your favorite?
I have not. My son is the TikToker in the house.
You didn't
He
join
has
them?
no. I like recording him while he does his TikTok dances,
So you're being
and
supportive.
I am, but I'm not recording him for his TikTok. I'm recording him because he's recording his TikTok. So it's a recording of a recording.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
nice.
it's really funny to watch like how frustrated he gets if he misses, the move, or if he messes up. He takes it so seriously. It's really funny.
Well, I'm glad he's getting into entertainment. You rubbing off on
Yes.
him.
Oh
Now,
yeah, he's definitely into comedy and all that.
okay, it looks like we have a question from Walter Katia. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I apologize. He says, "Do you even have a TikTok?"
I do have a TikTok. I think I have maybe two or three things I've posted on there. It's Unorthodox Rocks. It's the same as all my other social media handles.
Okay. Now, moving forward, what is a song that you really need to hear, and or while you're in the car or in some downtime? What is your what? Send me a verse too.
Well, I don't sing. And I
Hum.
I listen to everything. So it really depends on my mood. Like if I want to listen to something while I'm high, I listen to epic songs. I don't usually listen to like top 40 or hip hop. They're more along the lines of, I guess they'd classified as like a genre of almost metal, but it's more of like chill metal. It's weird. Um, and if I'm on the way to a show, that's when I try and get, like we talked about this before. It's so weird. It's trap music for me.
Okay.
Like I'm a big fan of YG. So I know I don't look it, but a huge fan of YGs.
It's all good. It's all good. Now, Rox, when you're on stage, what is the most exciting thing that you think about even before you tell another joke? Like, what do you think about?
Um, Honestly, it's kind of changed since I've been doing comedy. From the first time that I didn't think of anything. I barely have a memory of being on stage, honestly, for the first time ever. Up until, I just did Mike. I think it was last night, and then I did one on Monday as well. Monday was so much fun for me. I needed the outlet. Honestly, I just kind of try to live in the moment. I don't really think of anything. I'm just present, and I look at the audience and I see how they are responding to what I'm saying, and then I just kind of lose like control, if you will, and just keep pushing through it or punching it up even further or just kind of just being there, like I remember on Monday, it wasn't actually part of a set and it was brand new jokes that I was testing. So it was just trying to figure out what worked and what didn't and how the audience responded.
I was just curious because, based on some of your photos and the angles and the posture
Oh
people catch you
yeah.
in, I'm like, what is going
Yes.
through her mind? Like, I haven't seen you live in over a year and a half now.
I
Like,
know, I know. And I have so many new jokes now. Usually, so I have a famous pose, which is it looks like I'm squatting. And that is I named the joke Minty Masturbation Fetish. And so that is that joke that you see. So if you see me squatting and putting my hand downward, that is the joke I'm telling.
okay, it looks like we have a question. It says, pizza or tacos is the real question by Christian.
Um, that's a tough one. I actually am a veggie pizza eater. I don't like meat on my pizza.
Uh-huh.
And tacos are really tough. Like I'm a carnita taco kind of person, and not every place carries carnitas. So I'm gonna have to go with
Okay.
pizza.
Gotcha. That works.
Yeah.
Now, we have another question posted by Dick Kumo.
Okay.
Well, it's not a question, it's a statement. It says, don't let her fool you. She'll sing Let It Go word for word. I've seen it. So they're calling you out here.
They are calling me out. So they are referring to my dog. My dog's name is Elsa from Frozen. I
Okay.
have a big fluffy white labradoodle. And so, we tend to make jokes about, let it go. Usually when Elsa's in the backyard pooping and I sing let it go.
Oh, Lord. So that's what time you sing when your pup is out there struggling.
Her name is Elsa. It is motivational.
Now I have a question. Have they came up with CBD for pets?
Yes. We actually carried a line of that at my company called the brand was called Healer, Heelr. And that was strictly for pets. It's a pet line.
Okay, and then what is it exactly you're supposed to stimulate the pet? Like any type of like distress, or if the pet has
Yeah.
cancer,
Absolutely. So it depends. There's a couple of different variants of that. So, if you have a pet that's maybe older and they're getting hip dysplasia, for instance, so they have a hard time walking, we have some treats that would help them feel better and get relief in their hips and their joints for that. So it just really depends. It's just the same as if you consume as a human. We have the same kind of line for pets.
Awesome. Now we have a question from Cliff Trowers. I can't pronounce his name right, but it says, what is your favorite comedy special?
Ooh, I am a huge Dave Chappelle fan. I think he is amazing. So typically anything that he puts out, I'm watching. But my current favorite right now is actually Sam J. She is so funny to me. I have watched
Okay.
her stuff to the point that I have cackled so loudly that I have woken my son up in the middle of the night.
Now, is there a comedian that you feel you would want to do like a a sitcom with, or some type of impromptu, or some type of skit? Would it be Sam J?
I would love to do something with Sam J. She writes for SNL. So I think it would be amazing to sit down with her just to get the experience and work beside her and even, understand how she does what she does.
Okay, now we're going to revert back to CBD. The question from Walter says, are pet CBD products safe for humans?
Um, in theory, yes, they are. We don't use anything that we wouldn't, consume ourselves in our pet line. if you would like to try to eat a dog treat with CBD in it, that is your prerogative. But we also offer a line for adults, so you don't have to eat the pet treat if you don't want to.
Sounds like Walter likes Scooby snacks. I'm not going to say what can he likes, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever gets them there,
Got you. Now, are there any new brands that you found interest in since, how to put it? Like any new like TV show, not TV shows, more like media outlets or any because there's a lot of internet comedy outlets just coming out of nowhere now
There
because no
is.
one's in the clubs.
Oh my gosh. So Clubhouse. Clubhouse has been so much fun to kind of pop in and out of rooms and hear what people are saying. There's one right now, and it's called, it's the courtroom, I think it's what it's called, or courthouse.
Oh, the
Um,
comedy courthouse.
yes, girl, it is so hilarious. I love it so much.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to follow you on there because I'm on there, but I'm be in the music rooms. Like I can't do too much
Yeah.
of a comedy scene and I can't say nothing and people be like, respectfully, this and that.
Yeah,
So
I'm like, no, no, no. We're comedians. You're either a comedian or you're a comic. Either way, you're telling a joke, and you're supposed
yeah,
to have thick skin. You're supposed to bring a different perspective to the table to lighten the mood. So if you have to say
yeah,
respectfully for everything, you're not lightening the mood. You're tiptoeing
yeah.
around, people and basically essentially treating them like snowflakes. It's ridiculous.
Right. That reminds me. I was on Clubhouse and I went to a comedy room. It was not the same room that, there's so many rooms.
Hmm.
But I just got in the room and I wasn't in the speaker section yet. And then all of a sudden someone's talking about me and I'm like, I don't even know you, lady. Like I didn't so when people enter the room, give them a chance to understand what the atmosphere is and what's going on. Don't just throw me under the bus and I can't even speak up for myself. But it was like
Right.
two people that blasted her for me. And I was like, well, thanks. And
Yes.
then when y'all gonna bring me up to say what I want to say.
Right. Roast
But I
girl,
was like,
get
it's
them.
cool because I would have started a whole beef I don't need to be in. That's why I was like, this
No.
app's not for me unless if it's an even playing field, I can rock with it.
Right, right. Hand me a mic and an audience, and I'm gonna roast you, kind of deal. I
Yeah. So,
got
Rox,
you.
did you ever do a roast for your birthday, or you just skipped over it?
So my birthday is in a month. It's not quite here yet.
Okay.
My birthday is February 7th.
Uh-huh.
And so I have not put anything together yet for my birthday. I just did a roast for Derek Nicholson
Oh,
last
that
night.
explains it.
Yeah, he did his last night. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, do I want to go that route, kind of see what the numbers are doing, because it's a month from now, a lot can change in a month. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens as far as, the numbers either going up or down, what the rollouts are doing with the vaccine. There's a lot of moving pieces to trying to get people to come together in a public space.
Well, due to the capacity restrictions, if you promote it
Yes.
2 weeks in advance, you can still fill the room.
Yes.
That was a good
Yes.
knockout joke. It was my knockout
Yes.
joke.
Nice.
Okay, it looks like Dick Kumo. Hopefully, Rox, if I'm not saying the name right, let me know.
You are Dick Kumo. Yeah.
Okay, he says she makes a delicious lamb roast. Are you a cooker?
I am. I like to cook. Yeah.
What's your favorite dish
Um,
besides the lamb roast?
I cook a little bit of everything. I don't do it as often these days as I would probably like to. But my son loves the lasagna I make. He thinks it's like the best thing ever.
So your lasagna, 1 cheese, 3 cheese, 4 cheese?
My lasagna has, oh my God, 3 or 4 different types of cheeses in it, and it's like very heavy and stacked.
Is it vegetarian?
No,
Okay, I'm just
it is
curious because you
not.
said you eat
Lots of meat.
veggie pizza, so I'm just
I do eat
curious.
veggie pizza, but I also eat carnita tacos, which is, basically slow roasted pork.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's traditionally pretty good. I do get my little spaniel here or there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might get me some tacos this weekend. I'm not sure. But I fell in love with sopas, not soup, but it's like a weird, like fried taco. It's strange, but it tastes
Hmm.
good.
I'll
You
have to
know,
look at, yeah. I've not heard of
it's
that
not
before.
everywhere. I went to 4 places and realized it was not everywhere, and I got tired of eating regular tacos. I was like, I'll just
Yeah.
wait once a month. I'll drive the 20 miles away to get what I need to get.
Jesus Christ. Where
Hey,
20 miles for
I mean,
tacos?
what else I got to do? It's
Girl,
COVID.
you look now, you acted like you going to a dick appointment. Mm-mm.
Nope. I might drive
Mm-mm.
farther than that. I don't know. But Rox, it's not about me. It's above me now, right? It's not about me.
I gotta eat the tacos. I gotta have tacos. Got it. I got it. I got you.
So, based on the fact that we're home a lot, have you found new loungewear around the house that you think is like the cutest thing to do, or what?
Oh
Because
my
me, I'm
God.
just still t-shirt and shorts.
Mine is literally yoga pants and any shirt. Like, and I have this thing right now where I tie all of my shirts up because I have lost so much weight in the
Mm-hmm.
last few months that nothing, at least none of my shirts really fit me very well. And because I'm so top heavy, it makes me look very boxy unless I tie the shirts up in a knot at my belly button.
Oh,
Yeah, I even had to do it to the shirt I'm wearing right now.
okay, okay. Well,
Yeah,
at least you know your style, and show some midriff.
yeah,
Once my stomach
yeah.
goes down, I'm showing my midriff again too. I'll be ready, when the summer comes.
Right, right.
Because I
Bikini
keep
ready,
buying
bikini ready.
swimsuits and I ain't got nowhere to
Girl.
wear.
I haven't gone to a beach and I can't even tell you how long. I cannot wait to like travel again. I cannot wait to go to a beach and just relax. It's been a very long time since I've gone and done that.
Hmm. What would be your ideal vacation when you can go somewhere?
My ideal vacation is actually with no itinerary, right? I'm just there. I just exist and I kind of move with the flow of whatever it is I feel like doing.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
It could
Well,
be anywhere. I don't care where it is.
maybe we should go to Canada so we can check out the dispensaries.
We could go. Did you ever go to Boston, by the way?
Well, I did go to Boston. I just didn't have time.
You didn't go to my dispensary. That's okay.
I
We
did
can go.
not have time.
That's
Well,
okay.
it's not really about me today, but when I'm up there, I like bounce around between like taking care of the elderly and visiting
Yeah.
family. And then I'm also like pushing my brand. So I'm making money and, just
Right.
hold on. I should have
Yeah.
said that. I can't get my student, I ain't paying my student loans.
Right, right, right. Well, I
We'll have to
mean,
pay it during the
we can go
pandemic.
anywhere. We can go anywhere you want to go. I will go with you and we will vacation and tear the city up. I'm
Honestly, I
all
want to
for
go
it.
out to Cali and go sightseeing.
Yes. Where in Cali do you want to go?
Well, anywhere that's not hood. I don't want to have to speak Spanish or step on a loke's foot. None of that.
All right. All
I
right.
want to be like where the tourists go, where I can see names on the ground, the wax
So
museum, even though they don't
that's
look like the
LA. You want to go to
person.
Hollywood?
I mean, I'm trying to get to Hollywood with a check behind it, but I can go to Hollywood, but I don't want to get too excited. I might run into
Yeah.
somebody and forget I'm supposed to be, like, I might be
I
like,
got you.
we gonna take a
Yeah.
picture. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my gosh. That's
It depends on who it
hilarious.
is. There's
I
people
didn't
that I
know that
might
you
go crazy about if
fangirl.
I saw them in
Who
person.
would you
Like,
fangirl over?
I mean, it probably be some old heads too, like maybe like Patti LaBelle. If it was Queen Latifah, I might act out a role like, we're gonna do this or we not gonna do this. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God,
Like,
you're gonna give her like a set it off kind of vibe. God damn.
yeah. Or I'd be like, Khadijah don't need you. You know what I mean?
Right? Girl,
Yeah.
you
So,
know.
Rox, who would you go crazy over? We saw somebody out there in Hollywood.
Honestly, I don't fangirl really over many comedians or celebrities. I went to LA a couple years ago and I went to the comedy store and ran into like a few famous comedians and I was just like, "Oh, hey, how are you? What's up?" Like they didn't know who I was. I knew who they were obviously, but I understand that they're people too, right? And it's weird. It's peculiar. And I get it now. Like, Monday night it happened to me. I went to a Waffle House and there was like 7 or 8 people that came up to me like, "Oh my God, we know who I was like, what's happening?"
Yeah.
No, 6 feet personal space. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I don't have, that fangirl, oh my God, vibe about me. Because it's so weird to experience on the other end.
Hmm. Well, it has to be somebody that I was a fan of as a child. When I started becoming like a
Yeah.
teenager, and I'm like, oh, I just went to a concert with them, was backstage, like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
meeting them, and it is what it is. But it has to be somebody that I grew up and I'm like a diehard fan of you. Like, you
Right.
know, like if I met Angela Bassett, I'll be like, oh my gosh, tell me your weight loss secrets or how'd you keep it looking cute? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
She
just
doesn't
like
age. And that she does not
vampire,
age.
like
Girl, she does not age at all.
yeah.
It is
So and especially for
amazing.
real, I went to one of his events, and you know, I've been to so many like celebrity events, but I was not like a diehard fan of those people. I just was
Right.
like, oh, okay, they talented. Oh, they made it. You know, they doing
Right.
big
Yeah.
things. You know, because when I live in Atlanta, I was everywhere you could think about around all kind of people. You know what I mean? Like even
Right.
when I
Yeah.
met Diddy in person, I just stood there and he was talking or whatever. Then I turned around and looked like, who are you talking to? I didn't know he was talking to me. I thought he was talking. You know how people talk collectively. You know, he
Right.
asked me a question and I looked back like, I don't know who he talking to. I'm sitting there like
Right.
this. Cause it was like me and a bunch of DJs. Cause I was on radio, but I didn't really DJ. But I was at a DJ conference, you know. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like, who is he talking to? Like,
Oh my
I was like,
God.
what was the question again? Like, you know what I mean?
Catch you off
And
guard.
there's some people who, you know, how people talk at you and it's kind of like a question, but you like, I ain't even finna
Yeah.
answer. He already
It's a
know I'm
rhetorical.
gonna.
That's rhetorical. We don't next. We go.
Yeah. So no, it's cool. I've been around a lot of people. Like one person I grew up a fan of, like Jazzy Faye or whatever. I actually like
Mhm.
hung out with him, you know, and like
That's
party with him on his
awesome.
birthday with me and a
Yeah.
bunch of other people or whatever. And then
Right.
every time he see me, he remember me, and I'm like, okay, maybe he remember my forehead or something because my hair always different. You know what I mean? My weight
Right.
up and
Yeah.
down depending on if I eat Waffle House or not. You feel me?
Right.
So,
Hmm.
but Roxy,
Yeah. Well, Atlanta
anything?
has that.
Huh?
Atlanta has that
Yeah,
celebrity
I
presence.
moved.
It's
And
crazy.
then now I'm here. I don't really run into nobody. Like,
I know.
yeah. And then I'm out places and people be like acting like they the celebrities. I be like, y'all humble yourself. It take one paycheck and you're not you no more. Like,
Oh
humble
my
yourself.
God.
Like, you know, have
Yeah.
you been broke before? Like, strugglenomics? Like, come on now, humble
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
Of
sorry. I'll be
course.
tripping. I ain't been on stage in a
No,
while, so I'll just be tripping when I get on the show.
girl.
But right. One last thing before we go. What is a word that you're going to use almost every day for the rest of 2021?
A word? Gratitude. I actually have I've started documenting like each day and what I'm thankful for and why I'm thankful for it to try and get myself into a better path of practicing more gratitude because I believe that you get what you put out into the universe. And so if you start thinking more positively, you'll get more positive things. I have a really bad habit of getting stuck into negativity. I can't get my way out of it sometimes. So I bought these little reminders that help me practice gratitude. And I got some for Christmas as well as a gift. So that was like super awesome and nice. So I've been doing those each night as well.
Okay. Now let everyone know where they can find you at and any upcoming shows so we can go close out.
Yeah, I can be followed on Instagram, on Twitter, at unorthodox double underscore rocks. Same thing with TikTok. I have a website
Mm-hmm.
that has all of my social media. It's just roxyresnick.com. The next show I have is kind of still in the works. Um, it's going to be, I think, January 22nd. I'm producing and hosting that show, and I have a couple of other things in the works as well. I have another room that I've been asked to host, and then I also have a show in Winder that should be happening in February sometime.
Where's that at?
You go to the end of the world and you make a left, and that's Winder.
Probably so. Like honestly, Rox, some places I really just don't go without my GPS. Like I really just don't.
I mean, at this point, I don't go anywhere without my GPS. Like it's insane, especially with the traffic here in Atlanta. You have to have it to know how to navigate through the city.
Yeah, I normally didn't leave my house during a certain time because I didn't want to be in traffic. Like I either have to be going towards traffic or stop and get something to eat during traffic or like just didn't
Yeah,
leave the house.
it's just insane.
Yeah, I didn't get any sunlight for like a good year while I was down there.
Oh my
It was
God.
yeah, it was pretty rough. Like,
That
folks was like, "Oh, I ain't recognize you." I'm like, "What you mean? I did not know I could." Man, Roxy was rough. That's all.
Oh no. When are you coming back to Atlanta?
I'm trying to make it for your birthday. That's my
When?
next available time. I'm trying to make it for your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's
can't wait.
yeah, I have that on my calendar. I don't know why I
Yes.
assumed you already did your roast bit event, but maybe you
No,
just
not
posted
yet.
a flyer and I assumed that was it. And I was like,
Yeah,
but
no,
I thought she
that
said February. Like,
yeah, no, it wasn't my roast. That was Derek's roast. So
okay.
it was a good time. There was a good turnout for it. So
So we have a comment from Cliff. I won't go to the bathroom without my GPS. Well, shoot. I hope he don't
what?
shit himself.
Look now, I would like to know if he has his GPS set on detour. Like, is there a part of your house that you consider the ghetto that you just can't go through? Like, do you avoid your children instead of avoid toll roads? Like, how does that work? Like, I want to know. Let me know how the fuck you need a GPS to navigate your house. Like,
Look, walk through your son's TikTok video. My bad.
right,
Try
all
again.
right, right, right. He did a TikTok video. We went to brunch one day and we were outside and he was doing a TikTok, and this is when the weather was a little bit nicer. And the waiter came up behind him and started TikToking with him, and he had no idea. And I'm just dying laughing the entire time. My son got so mad. He was like, "This is my TikTok video."
Right, right. Were they on beat at least, or?
Yes, girl, he killed it. The waiter killed it. He got a fat tip that day. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh man, he should have kept him in the video. He cut him out the
It
video.
was so fun. Oh yeah, he's like, "This is my TikTok."
Wow, Sharon is Karen. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got it. Well, his, the only child syndrome. So
Oh no, I got only child syndrome, and I'm not the only child.
see, I'm one and done. So
Yeah, it's all good.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Rox, I appreciate you tapping in with us here at LAWDIWOOD at
yeah.
Q&A
Thanks
Live.
for having me.
I enjoyed all your fans coming through to support you. We had a lot of
Yes.
viewers. Some people were shy. They didn't want to say too much.
Oh, that's all
But we
right.
do have a comment that says she has small feet and tips easy. I think that
So
has
that's
something to do with being top heavy. They think you're going to tip over.
no, it's actually true. It's actually true. Oh my God. I wear a size 7.5 shoe and I am
Are you
6 foot tall.
serious?
Yes.
Well, I'm like an eight and a
It's so
half, you
true.
know?
I wear a 7.5 and I am 6 foot tall. I am like disproportioned
Well, you got a
everywhere.
good selection on the shoe game. There's good
Yeah.
selections.
Well, yes and no. That's the most common shoe size. So like there's not
Really?
there may be cute shoes. Yeah, I can't find anything in a 7.5 or 8
Are
sometimes.
you
This is the first ones
serious?
to
I thought
go.
a 9
Yes.
was a common shoe size.
No. No.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
when I'm shopping, I'm like, oh, 7.5. Let me FaceTime you, see if you want these. Like, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Do
I'll
it,
do that.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Rox, I
Yeah, no, that
appreciate you
comment's
tuning
true.
in.
Thanks
Huh?
for having me. I said that comment's actually true. It's not a reference to my chest size. It's true. I have small feet.
Oh my Lord. Oh gosh. I I wouldn't have known because I thought about it. Like one day I had these platform shoes on, and somebody was like,
Mhm.
"Well, geez, what size is your feet? Like a 6?" And I'm like, I looked down. I'm like, my feet do look small in these little wedge like booties
Yeah.
type shoes or whatever.
But you're
And then I thought
short
about like,
anyways.
yeah, I said I might trip on my feet because I gotta carry myself around. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm like, this don't
It's
make no
so strange
sense.
to me. Like you're shorter. Like I mean, I'm 6'5". I think you're like 5'5", right? So around there.
And some change. It
Yeah.
depends. You know,
It depends on the
I'm
shoe.
shrinking. You know.
Oh, that's all right. Your pocket size. I put you in my pocket and take you with me.
Yeah, yeah. Only reason I'm stringing because I'm getting old, Rocks. Like, yeah,
That's
I'm getting old.
not. You're
But,
not old.
but I'm trying to be an
No.
old granny. You know how the lady was getting her hair done and she pulled out the gun on
Right.
the folks in the middle of the hair salon
Oh,
over some M&Ms. That's me
that
when I grow up.
shit. That's a thugging granny. That's not just an old granny. That's the
And they
granny
had
that beat your ass with anything that wasn't bolted to the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's the granny that wish a motherfucker would. Like that's that
right.
granny.
And
Okay,
there was a
that's not.
song that was playing after. It was like, bitch, stop playing with me.
Oh my
Like, it was so
god.
funny.
You sure
It
wasn't
was
Nuck If You
hilarious.
Buck by like.
Right. Right. Oh, so Dick Kumo said everyone is pocket size to rocks. even me at 5'10". Lord have mercy. Rox, don't be telling me you picking these guys up. You better charge them for
Look, no.
piggyback rides.
It's the new Uber.
Right. All right, Rox. So it's good hanging out with you tonight. This is Zorlu, the
Yeah,
Comedy
for
Vixen
sure.
Live with Roxy Resnick.
Thanks so much for having me.
Anytime. Everyone have a good night. Peace.